everybody. Hope everybody doing all right. We started a little earlier than the time. Kind of all ready to get this done, get it started. We're going to talk about weather radios and how they can benefit you and your family, possibly even save your life. Hello there, Barry. Yeah, we are in some stormy weather right here in Kentucky, and we're in for it overnight. And I just thought yesterday would be a good idea to kind of do that once a year thing to get everybody up to speed on weather radios, how they can uh, benefit you, give you peace of mind, uh, and possibly even save your life. Uh, you know, they're a little bit on the aggravating side, especially when their alerts go off every 5 minutes, but they are a lifesaver, especially when they're sleeping to bed and it goes off, and you get up, check it, and it happens to be a tornado warning or something like that. Or generally, if you are knowing that your area is going to be experiencing some severe storms, get that radio out and get it all turned on and set up and ready to go. You don't have to have it plugged in all the time. I mean, turned on all the time. Just whenever, just be aware of, you got weather coming into your area, and just go ahead and turn it on or leave it on, because they do general tests each week, and also they have other benefits too. They broadcast Amber Alerts, missing children and whatnot from time to time. And hello, Shawnee. But there's, someone might say, well, uh, what's the benefit of having a weather radio? Well, like I said a minute ago, peace of mind. You want to know what's going on around you. Now, granted, your phones you can download apps and stuff that will help you, but there's a drawback to that. I think they're not always right on top of the money. They liable to be 10 or 15 minutes behind or 5 minutes behind. And those 5 minutes well, even if it's 2 minutes behind it, and those 2 minutes are a life, it could be the matter between life and death, and especially in a tornadic situation, you don't want to just, you know, keep that in mind all the time. You don't want to just depend on your app on your phone. Now, grants you the weather radios, National Weather Service and stuff. They tend to be a little bit, slow, but they do get right on the ball. They get pretty close to your area. I mean, as far as alert, if it's an automatic alert like a tornado is dropped down in your area within so many miles, they'll put it out. They did, probably about a month ago. We had a tornado not probably about 4 or 5 miles from here. It hadn't touched the ground, but it was definitely a tornado according to them. And that happened it was during the night. It was about like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So most people probably still asleep, and they're not aware of it. But I just happened to have my radio on, and it went off. and I got in there and checked it, and yeah, but there is benefits to having one, um, and not only for stormy weather. It'll let you know about snowfall and stuff like that, and of course the Amber Alerts, like I said. Uh, yep. Uh-huh. That's what generally they're supposed to be doing, and they're run by the federal the each radio station. Of course, Barry can probably elaborate more on that, but I'll have him up here in a minute and talk more about it. Yeah, each radio station, even the regular AM/FM radios, TV, they're all supposed to broadcast those tests every so often. They're required to by federal law. And, I haven't, now that is going, I would say on the regular TV antenna broadcasts, they do that, but I've not yet seen them do it on live streaming, streaming services like on TV and stuff. I've not seen that yet. But on the regular, antenna TV, they do. It's supposed to do it. Every station's supposed to do that. But yeah, they're beneficial, and like I said, they're aggravating. Like I said here, they may save your life. You you might not think about it at the time, but like I said a while ago, 5 minutes is 5 minutes. And if you got a heads up that a tornado or severe weather or storms, are coming through your area, you want to be aware so you don't be won't be caught out in it, or that like I lost my train of thought here. uh, do you need one? Yes, you do. Everybody needs one in their house. Uh, everybody should have one. There are different ones out there. Some are more high techy, and others are pretty simple. You can get them anywhere, just about. Walmart, if you have a Walmart in your area, or you can order them on Amazon, or uh, you can even find used ones at your local Goodwill or what have you. For some reason, people seem to have them there. I bought several of them there. I bought several of them just for the sake of somebody might not be able to afford one, and I mean I'll give them one. If it'll help them say out. Uh, and depending on what you get, what radio, they may cost you a little bit. I'll say within the range of around, if you buy a new one, between $30 and $40. Like I said, you don't need no fancy one, just something that's got a good alert system on it and everything like that. That's all you need. They try to sell you all kinds of bells and whistles on them, and just browse through it, do your research, and pick out the one that it's been, it suits you, and then go from there. Well, you think they would, but no. Yeah, Midland does put out a very good radio. You paid 80. Yeah, I got a list here. Let me bring it. I'll bring it up here and I'll show everybody. I done a search and they got some different prices. These right here, you got your desktop. That's you can take that along with you. It's solar powered. It's got shortwave, NOAA weather. You just got different types. Now this type right here, I've seen this type in Walmart. I've seen it quite a bit at Walmart. Let's see what else they got there. You can see they make different types. No, this type here I've seen at Walmart. This one right here. This or this, I think. But like you little walkies have them on it. Just about every radio, even if it's an AM, FM radio, if you can go that route if you really wanted to and get you one, an AM, FM radio's got one in it. That's got a built-in system. But they got fancy ones, like here's the Midland. These two right here is most popular. I think I've seen this one at Walmart. Yeah. But you can look on Amazon. It'll point you in the right direction. Well, Lowe's. This here says Lowe's. Yeah, with this one right here, we'll just look at it real quick. You got your different, most of them got little, your modes and all that. And see, as you see across there, it tells the, it's a tornado warning or what have you. They are pretty, there's a wide variety of different radios. Like I said, it just depends on what you're wanting to spend on one. But they're not that costly. It depends. Different places got different prices. You're just gonna have to look around, shop. But I wouldn't put it off too long because like I said, they may save your life. Well, they will save your life. Not may, they will. Like it is here, my radio that I got on right now, it's just sitting there, waiting for the tone. I'll grant you when the storm done past here, it's going somewhere else, and they're constantly hitting the tones, and you have to get up. And some radios, I got one of them here that does that after the tone, it'll shut off. That's great, especially after your storms has already went by and they're giving warnings for other parts of the county or state, and you don't have to hear all that mess. But you would be surprised of how many people it does not have one. Now I say that by what I have experienced in buying radios at Goodwill. You sit there and you wonder why somebody would sell the radio. Now this is a Midland. This right here, I don't know if you can see it or not. It probably will let you not. But stupid background. Well, anyway, this is a Midland. Let me turn this light off. Maybe it helps some. No. Anyway, this is a Midland. It's got different settings on it. This is common at Walmart, Lowe's, etc. Amazon. Uh, this works fine. I don't have the instructions to it, but you can get that. I can get that online for it. And have an older one. This is an older version of it. This is old. This is made by well, it just says Weather Alert, but it's got the antennas and like I said, I just keep them around. Maybe somebody doesn't have one, and this is my older one here. The one I used to use a lot, quite a bit, and it still works. I got to go. I had some kind of hiccup about it, and I got to go through there and clean it. I think I got to take it apart and clean it. But and I got one more here, which I got some others, but these are the ones I just brought out. They make them kind of weird, some of them. Now I don't think they make this one anymore. They might. This is made by Midland also, and this is a pretty good one actually. I like this one. I've used it a little bit to see how it would do, and it's got plenty of settings on the back. This here is where your this right here is your frequencies, and depending on what part of the state you're in, you got different frequencies for your area. It covers your area. How you would know, how would you know what frequency is in your area? You could look online, find out from NOAA, or you can just flip around on the frequencies and find one that's the loudest, and generally that's yours. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward as far as the radios go. You just gotta tinker with them and get used to them. Let me see here what I got here. I'm going to show you something else here. I'm going to share. This is from this website. Now, there's different websites you can go to with the National Weather Service and NOAA. They're very informative. You can look at them and see about what the storm system's doing and heading in your direction, what it's doing. Both of them have radars that you can look at, and I'll show you one here. I'll give you this here from NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This is their website. This here is, they do different things. Hazards. This includes damaging winds, blizzard conditions, fire weather, flash flooding, you name it, anything that pertains to that sort of thing. The link is in the description. I would highly recommend that everybody check the link in the description. Go to it, get familiar with it, learn from it. It's very informative. Very informative. And we got another one here I wanted to share, and that is the National Weather Service. Now they have their maps, the forecast. Like here's a forecast. We'll click on that, and it shows right here they got different bars of codes that will tell you. We'll click on it. It'll tell you the winds. We're having a wind advisory. let me click, it may show my area. So let me back up here and let me see if it lets me do my area. Local. And I'll go right here to Kentucky. Now we're under a, let me see what it shows there, 67 degrees. And detailed forecast. Now you can get this from each one of wherever you live at in the country. You'll have a place where you can check it out. You know what? This is Louisville, but that would be in our district. Basically, we're about, let's see, we're long in here. And we're given a high wind advisory, red flag warnings. They do flash flood warnings, high wind warning. The high wind warning is basically for the entire state, basically. And here's your local weather map. We'll click on that. Here we are. Here's that low pressure system. We're basically in a bullseye for overnight. Let's click on this one. Now, this is in Kentucky. If we can zoom out, I wish they'd have more detail. There we go. You can see the outline of my state. Here's that system coming in the state right now. Right there. You got some outlying clouds. Look like they might be going to hit us eventually for too long, but they ain't gonna mount too much. I'm gonna show you about close to where I'm at because I don't care to be doxxed. If they want to try, if anybody out there wants to try something, then more power to them. But you can see here, no alerts as of yet. No alerts as of yet. They're not expecting this to come in until about 1 o'clock. But yeah, this is a good, very good tool. You can download it onto your phone also. If I was going to do an app on my phone and go by that, this would be the one app that I would put on there because this is going to be generally the most accurate forecast. But that does not mean that you're going to get the precise alerts that you're needing, which goes back to excuse me, which goes back to your radios. Shawnee says rain starts in 30 minutes. Charge up batteries for lights, power banks, vacuum phones, radio. Yeah. Make sure you got right now. If you know, like us here, we pretty much know we're going to get something overnight. Make sure everything's all ready. Check your flashlights, lamps, what have you. Make sure you got plenty of batteries in case you need it. Make sure your radio's working good, and just stay weather aware is all you can do. Anything outside of that is beyond your control, but good Lord gives you enough sense to take care of yourself. and he gives you things to do it by, and if you don't do it, then well, I don't know what to say. Oh yes. Oh yeah. What Well, Shawnee, on that, you want coffee. Make sure you got a thermos full of coffee. Barry says no drone flights today. No, not unless you want to climb up a tree and get it out. Oh, and yeah, my wind chimes are making all kinds of noise out there on the front porch. And I looked out there the other day, and I got two of the chimes that broke off, and I got to fix them. That's the way things are. But that's just about everything I got as far as the show and tell. But you know, it's just common sense. Yes, like I said, they are aggravating, in a way, but I'm just going to put it out here in the link. Since y'all two are the only ones in here, I'm just going to paste it out there because I'm just going to put it out there. Y'all can jump in whenever you want to. Shawnee or Barry, it doesn't matter, both or whatever. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try to do an hour. I'm gonna try to keep it in here about an hour, maybe a little after that, a little bit more after that, but we'll see. Uh, I just thought it was a good idea yesterday. I was thinking, well, I know people don't hear it a whole lot. You don't see real many channels out there putting this kind of information out. Oh yeah, they'll get out there and they'll put the weather happening at that particular time, but they don't give you no information on how to prepare for it. It's just always fear porn, and you know there may be some out there that has done this. That's I'm not worried about that. More power to them, but you know that's just the way it goes. We're pretty windy out here right now. If you can hear my wind chimes in the background, they say we might get about 60-mile-an-hour winds or plus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they come with some of your walkies have weather radio. Well, most of them do. Every one of mine. Well, I know two of them don't, but you can. They come, where you can pack them around with you. They're battery powered. Every one of them battery powered, so you can take it with you. You know. Yeah, you got them. You got that front coming through, and some people are gonna get snow. Some people are gonna get tornadoes. Our the biggest concern here is the weatherman did not expect any tornadoes, but he said it would be a lot of straight line winds, which is just as bad as a tornado. You know, excuse me. Uh, I need if y'all hold on a minute, we got two watching. That's Barry and Shawnee. It doesn't take me long to figure that out, but the replay is, if people will watch the replay, uh, that's good enough. I know it's the middle part of the day, 3:24 p.m. here. It's March the 4th. Man, I can't believe it's already March. Can you believe that? We'll be long to spring, people. We'll be out there planting and running around in the fields, going to fishing and what have you. And even when you're out, like when I go camping, I always take a radio with me. Always, always. That's one of the main things I put in my bag there, travel bag, is radio. With a radio. Because I learned my lesson several years back when the campsite was right in the middle of a tornado. If it hadn't been me, if I hadn't been walking from my campsite to the shower and heard somebody else's radio go off, I would have known nothing. I would not have known anything was going on. No, yeah, I learned my lesson, people. When you see it, take a building out in front of you, disintegrate it. You know, when I heard the town go off on these other camper site, and I stopped and listened, and they said talk about tornado warning and so and so. I said, shoot, that's right here. So I turned around, got everybody, and informed them, told them to get everything up, gathered up quick, loaded up. We just pulled over. There was a big parking lot when you come out of the main campsite. There was a big parking lot there, and hey, Barry, I got the hiccups.
This is a bad time to get the hiccups. Are you doing live?
Yeah, there was a big hiccup. There was a big lot there. I just pulled him in there, away from everything, and everybody just followed me. They followed me. They said they wondered why I was pulling in there, and we hadn't much more got parked until it just hit. And there was a little bitty building right in front of us where we were watching. And you just see it. It disintegrated, dude. And oh my God, it was bad. And we were trapped back there because nobody knowed anybody was back there. There was other people there, but there was trees all over the road. You couldn't get it. And if we'd have left straight on, like instead of pulling off, we'd had trees on top of us before we got down the road. And everybody said, I wonder why you pulled in there. Yeah, and I'm also glad that you had no sense to follow me. You know. But yeah, I'll never be caught with my britches down again. I said that right then. I said it's never going to happen.
Yeah, we went camping as kids and Campgrounds of America.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had just beat the storm in by a few minutes and got set up. And just as soon as the sun was completely gone, it was dark. That's when everything hit. It was a tornado.
Yeah.
And it just barely missed the campgrounds by like a half a mile.
It was way up in the day, and we walked to the main. Some of us walked to the main thing where you checked in at, and told them, say, "Hey, there's people back." Well, we didn't even know anybody back there. Well, they did. They knowed, but the the fire department and stuff was, searching for people and everything.
Yeah.
We didn't even know anybody back. I said, "Yeah." We've been back there most of the day. You know? And
Jeez.
they had the news there and everything, and TV news and everything there. Where it was a weird. I knowed, you know, after I was looking back at it, I said, if we'd left just exact and not even pulled off anywhere, we would, them trees had been right on top of us. There was no way we was going to get through there without trees on top of it. They were across the road. They were just like across the road, all the way down
Yeah.
through to the main road, main highway, down there on 27, coming out of
Yeah.
Somerset. They was all plumb to plumb to that road. It was the awful mess there was. It took them pretty. It was late. It was about 6 o'clock by the time we got out of there. We, yeah, it was pretty bad that day. And there, I tell you, people. There was a tent that was set. Somebody sit there in these trees, and there was a great big tree just had been blown over right straight in front of the door of the tent. I mean, it wasn't 5. It wasn't 4 foot from the tent. Boy, you talking about them being lucky.
Yeah.
I looked at it and said, oh my God. Yes, it's best. Yeah. Well, we had plenty of water and stuff, you know, and things like that. But I mean, it was still the point of we couldn't get out. Nobody could. People tried, but they couldn't. They couldn't get nowhere. And, if we hadn't went out to the very end of the road, that driveway there, and informed people that no, we when we walked out there, to the end of the road, here these firefighters stuff, you know, and doing our, hey, when y'all gonna get to us? We mean, yeah, there's several people back here, back here that can't get out. Oh wow, we didn't even know anybody back there. Because at that time of year, uh, that's what they call the spillway. You know where it's at. It's up at Lake Cumberland. Uh, it's called a spillway, and that's where, you know, they got their main campsites, but they got this other part that's called the spillway. It's next to the pool house and all that. And that's where most of the people were at. And I would say, see, it was the early part of camping season. It's probably March or April, maybe May. I think it might have been May. But and there wasn't that many people there. But if it had to been more people there, somebody would have been hurt. I
Yeah.
do believe that. I believe
It's a
that.
wonder.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you think about that, it's weird.
Uh,
But never let your guard down.
I witnessed a tornado up close, and that's I'm good. I'm good for the rest of my life.
Yeah, me too. I've seen my share of them. Back in '74, I wasn't that old, but I do remember it pretty well. Looking at it going off in the distance, and you look out in the distance from it, and you can see other tornadoes that already dropped, and it was like everywhere. Everywhere you looked, there was a tornado dropping. It was like
Yeah.
everywhere. It was the most scary at the time because, you know, I was just a kid. It was scary. It was kind of scary, but at the same time, it's mesmerizing. But yeah, I don't know. All you can do is put their information out, and people heeds to it. And great. If they don't, then well, I've done all I can do, and you know, that's just the way it goes. But never, never think for 1 minute that 5 minutes can't save your life. 5 minutes of a heads up could save your life, of you and your family. And I know there was a lot of time, like the other day when we had that tornado about 5 miles from here.
Yeah.
It hadn't never touched down, but the time it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Most people are still asleep. If it hadn't been for my radio going off, I never noticed. Wouldn't
Yeah.
notice. It
My
was it
phone,
was it was
my
storming.
phone and my radios both went off. I was asleep. I finally went to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that tornado in Harrison, Ohio, back in the '90s, that happened, in the daytime,
Yeah.
and which really doesn't matter what time, day or night. But
Nope. But nighttime, I don't like that. Not the nighttime
yeah,
ones. Can't.
yeah, you can't spot. It's really hard to spot a tornado in the dark.
And two, a lot of people are sleeping, and if you ain't got something to wake you up, then to let you know, then you there's a possibility you might be one of the victims they pull out of the wood, out of the debris. I know that sounds graphic, but I have to be
No, 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 no,
to get
no.
to get the point across, and this is not a time to be mealy mouthed about this sort of thing.
I watched a family member live in braces and complete headgear until she healed up. Then she had to go through rehab to learn how to walk again.
Yep.
She was under a table with her mom and her sister, and the roof came in on top of that kitchen table. And come to find out, she was what was holding the table up when everything was said and done.
Wow.
They literally heard roaring and weird noises, and they thought they heard the siren, but they weren't sure because sirens are meant to be heard outside anyway.
Yeah.
And she opened the door. Her mom opened the front door, and there was a tornado just coming towards them in the subdivision they lived in. Son, by the time everything was said and done, you wouldn't even know that was a subdivision. It's just, and it hopped a hill, got into down where I lived, and if it hadn't been for some buildings around our grandmother's house would not have made it. And
Yeah.
it followed the road like it. They said it was going down the sidewalk like it was a person, like it was going down the sidewalk. And when it got to the very end of that road, it hopped over the road, which was a 2-lane, like Main Street type road. It hopped over it, and then it hopped over the fence. And it ran across the interstate. Luckily, nobody on the interstate was hit. And it just went on and continued to Mason, Ohio. So it went, God, I think 30, 40 miles before it quit.
Yeah. Shawnee says that she's getting some ice to put in the cooler. Yeah, it's a good idea, but if you are preparing ahead of time for things coming in, yes, uh, you know, uh, you got to have enough time to at least figure out where you're going to go to. Now, if it's like a direct tornado warning for your outfit, for your area, and it's like, let's say, like the tone dropped, and you have a tornado warning for wherever county you're in a please seek shelter right now, that little warning is going to give you enough time to figure out where you're going to go in that house. The center part of the house, that's what they say. Good sturdy table. Maybe get in the bathtub if you can. Yeah, a helmet. If you had a bike helmet, yeah, sure. Give you have one for every member of your family, especially children.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, because you might not have enough time to go outside, and you better have a plan ahead of time in your home. Where can I go? Uh, Stay in. If you live in a mobile home, get out of it.
Yeah, I've already made my mind up. This ditch out here by the road, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, yeah,
This-
yeah.
I stand a better chance in that ditch than I do in this house.
Oh yeah, and I live in a mobile home too, and well,
Yeah.
of course we got this little storm cellar out front, but there may be a chance that you might not be able to make it to it. And uh, I got a ditch out in front, across the road I can get into, but you can only do that if you got enough of a heads up. You know, if you don't know what's going on, and you can't plan. That's where the radios come in at. Like I said earlier, you can get those apps,
Yeah.
but they're not that accurate.
Well,
Now,
they're only as good as the storm spotters. So you and
yeah,
I, if we can't get to a phone quick enough to say, hell, there's a tornado on the ground, then that app's probably not going to be much help. Not saying that that we're the only storm spotters in our area. I know there's others, but
yeah. Well, yeah, babies and carriers. Yeah, um, it's just common sense, really. It's more easier to plan ahead, even though it's not giving anything at all. Is plan, write it down, what you can do, where you going to go, whatever, and not only for your home. Uh, if you're out and about, driving around, what am I going to do if I get in a situation where I have to find shelter? Uh, one, you could almost say, well, do you want to stay in your car? Well, that'd be the last option you would have.
I don't know if I'd want to do that, to be honest with you.
It would be your last option. Uh, Being prepared can save your life and those of your family. And it'll give you peace of mind too. I mean, you won't be so dead Jim worried about it. Like I said, there's nothing we can do
Yeah,
but prepare.
I'm sure sometime in history it's going to happen, and I hope that it doesn't. But I just, I hate to see a tornado come down through this valley because
It did.
it'd be locked in until it reaches the other side.
Oh yeah, it'd be bad. It would be bad. It can happen, dude. You know how this daggone valley is. If it gets in there, just like in a ditch, it'll fall right down to it.
Yeah.
And you got straight line winds also that you have to consider. They do as much damage as a daggone tornado will, as far as the destruction and stuff. Tornadoes blow things everywhere, but straight line winds, it'll wreak havoc. But yeah, if we ever got one down in this valley, it'd be Katie bars the door. We just been very, very, very lucky that they've always jumped the ridge and never came back down.
Yeah, I remember years ago when you lived at the other place, because I believe we took shelter at your shelter over there,
Mhm.
and that one was over this ridge that's behind me.
Mhm.
Well, I tell you what, every time that lightning would strike, you could just see how ominous those clouds looked.
Oh boy,
It was middle of the night when that happened. It was right after dark.
Mhm. I'm pretty used to it as far as having to be up all night in that situation. I remember several times us being, you know, out in the storm cellar all night long.
Yeah.
Uh, that's just the way it is. It's something that you can't take for granted. Uh, if I, like I said earlier, if I was going to download an app on my phone, I would download that National Weather Service app.
Yeah.
Uh, that would be closer to the more accurate, you know, as far as giving you a heads up on things that's going on. Uh, but the TV, I was talking about the TVs and stuff. You know, they generally do their tests, but only I think as far as TVs go, they do it on the regular airwave TVs antennas. I've never seen them do anything on streaming TV.
Yeah. It used to.
The radio, the regular AM FM radio, they do it. Their weekly tests and stuff. Every so often now, Barry, I have not heard some stations do it. I've listened to one station quite a bit, and I've never heard them drop a tone. Never.
More likely, their EBS is the receiver's not working, or they don't own one because they are pretty pricey.
They probably don't own one. You would think it's that gospel station out of Somerset. You would think they would have something like that, but
Oh, okay. No, because they're a larger network, they wouldn't be allowed to do that because then all the other stations who are not in our area would pick up that EBS tone,
oh, okay,
and
that
you
could
would be broadcasting the wrong place.
be. Oh, okay.
Because actually, radio, TV stations relay that signal to another station.
Yeah,
So
I was saying you would know more about it, that sort of thing. As far
I,
as
I
what,
didn't I didn't know it until I worked at that radio station, and I was kind of given the whole history of it, whether I wanted to hear it or not.
yeah,
We had some young disc jockeys that kept wanting to ignore it, and we're like, no, we're going to get fined if you ignore it. And, you know, they wanted to go over there and silence the alarm, and I said, no, it's supposed to take over the broadcast. You got to sit there and just take it.
yep, exactly. Because you don't want a big fine on your station.
I told them, I said, well, if they get fined, guess whose paycheck they're going to take the money out of. He was like,
Mhm.
oh, we did if they're going to take out of my check. I said, well, if you shut it off, they will. Somebody's got to pay that fine.
Yep.
Might as well be the disc jockey on the job at the time.
Yeah, they do make above ground. I've seen Shawnee's comment there. Above ground tornado shelters. Yeah, they make them and they're pricey. But you know, if you got the cash, it wouldn't be a bad idea. If you live
I've
in
seen
there,
people burying the plastic septic
Mhm.
tanks and using those.
you can do that. Or I've seen people dig a big hole back in the hill and push a big school bus in there I mean they push it in their front forward where
Mm-hmm.
they have that back door. They drop it and let it lower all the way to the ground where you have just a door sticking out.
There's it's funny. There's a doomsday group. I forget what state, but the guy buried something like 30 school buses. He made a bunker out of them.
Wow.
He calls it Arc 2.
Wow. Oh Lord, Shawnee, what are you going to? What are you ordering from? Well, why don't you come up here and share this information?
Mhm.
Because I'm. What are you? I'm more interested in knowing what you're ordering. Walmart, yeah, I say they would be backed up.
Shipping is pushed to 2 weeks now.
Oh, she can't go on lives during the day. I forgot about her work. Her work. That's okay, Shawnee. I understand. I remembered. I remember now. Well, type in it and share with us what you are ordering, or if it's any of my business.
No slacking.
You can type it in too. Just type in. It's none of your business. That would be. I would get the message loud and clear,
Oh, look
sir.
there. Shoot. I'll take all those right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
all them's all good things are. Yeah.
I like the ice Gatorade and that the apple one.
You order an ice online,
You
but
can,
that'd
yeah.
be a bag of water.
If you do a Walmart order, you can, yeah.
Wow, that's I didn't know you could do that.
The delivery, yeah.
Pack of flashlights. Can you imagine ordering ice and it be late and get you a big bag of water? I
Oh,
didn't
I
order
wish they would deliver in 2 hours. They don't for me.
water. Man, that they must be right up the road from you. Not, you ain't gonna give them no 2 hours here. 2 days
Yeah,
maybe.
well, if you got chicken in there or fresh meat, fresh vegetables, they will deliver like within 2 hours
Oh, that's well, okay. Okay.
because they have to take it directly out and put it directly in a thing to keep it.
Hmm.
They have to deliver it as soon as they put it in their vehicle.
Yeah.
But I haven't ordered anything like that, so
Talking about radios, I don't have batteries for this one. I need to get some batteries for this one right here.
yeah.
Because like I said earlier, I like this one. And pretty good. I need the batteries, at least one or two of them. That way I can take it to the storm cellar with me. Uh,
There's my CB. Small
oh,
enough to hang on the wall.
yeah. I need to get mine out and I'm wanting to do some remodeling before I hook mine back up again. I want to rearrange everything. But you need to explain to me how you do that on that radio
Yeah.
so I can do mine too. I wouldn't give it the full Monty on the wattage.
Now he said medium power is enough.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Plus
course,
you could turn the modulation up. That was our biggest problem.
yeah. At Modge on there, I know they wasn't right. I know it wasn't right.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's a hack to it. I'm glad.
I wish I could show it, but it's a bit difficult to.
Uh-huh.
You have to push the talk button and turn the radio on while pressing two other buttons. So it's
How in the hell do you do that?
well, to modify this radio, I had to do the same thing.
Wow.
So all these radios come from China. They got service menus in them.
Cool.
You just got to figure out how to do it. And the only reason that's being made available on the internet is because these technicians have these YouTube channels, and they go to modify these radios and they get that secret information that most of us won't get.
Oh, so it's a channel that if you got that off of, right?
Yeah. I've already tried it.
To also send me a link to that.
Okay. Because I already tried it, but without a watt meter, I can't tell.
Yeah. You can't tell what you're doing with it. Yeah.
Because some of the settings in there are they have initials, so you don't know what they mean. And so he was able to point out what raised the power, what lowered the power, modulation. So they were the only two important things, really.
I got a small watt meter. It's one of the small ones. I don't know if it'd be what you need.
Well, if you have a scale of like 0 to 100, that's all you need.
I think it's right. I think it does that. I dig it out of the building, but I got it in there. Or I might have it here.
I had that three meter dozy. I missed that thing. I had, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they had the SWR meter and the watt meter and the modulation.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad for that radio then, because that makes me want to concentrate on that one. I bought it, like I was telling you earlier, I bought that General Electric for $5. And
Yeah.
I don't know whether it works. I will assume it works. It's just like the one I got in the other car. Exactly like it. And I believe that was what that was too, General Electric. But and it's got a loud modulo to it.
Yeah, it's a good radio.
And
most of the General Electrics were good, except for that little compact one.
Mm-hmm.
They had that little compact one. Wasn't worth a yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Seen it and couldn't. I started not to get it. I said, well, shoot far for $5. Can't really pass it up. I mean, it may work.
That's what that. Yeah, I almost let it slip there, Shawnee. Let's see what Farpoint Farms over North Carolina. He goes to these ham conventions and he buys all kinds of radios.
Yeah.
He just he makes sure that they work and everything, and he gives them away.
What are you saying there, Shawnee?
That's where I almost let the S word slip.
Oh, shamey on you.
Yeah.
Shamey. Things happen, don't it? Happens.
It's a bad situation.
I got sneezed. Golly, what's getting in my nose?
Cat hair.
That wind blowing up every bit of everything in the world. I don't know if you can see it or not. See it?
Yeah. Well.
Blah.
There you go.
Let me get a background. I'm going to turn that background off.
Or just bigify yourself. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. I believe that one's got the expandable chip in it. Yeah.
You see where I got to replace that mic right there.
Yeah.
I got to put a 4-pin in there. But that ain't no big deal. I can do that. I can do that. But yeah, I normally don't buy. Well, I think it was over in Perryville at a sort of a antique odds and ends little shop there. And I decided to stop in there and see what all they had. You never know. Some of it's pretty pricey stuff, but nothing I was interested in. But you never know. But yeah, we're in some stormy day. Well, it's going to be a stormy night. And I can't believe it's going to be cold again. And then next week, it's going to be up in the 70s. Next week it's going to be in the 70s. What are you doing there, bro? Oh, there.
You kind of see the wind blowing.
Yeah.
Somebody got some kind of purple paint or something on the window here. I've been trying to get that off of there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've been playing with them buttons there. I never played with them. I like it like that. Yeah, you can see it wind blowing over. Yeah. I wish I could. Well, I could if I wanted to move my camera. Maybe to put on a window above me there where I can look out the window. But it,
There's the poo pond right there.
what's that little dark space there? Looks like a dark.
Something
that?
them idiots got on the window.
Oh, something on the window. I thought it was something hanging in a tree.
I've got something to come off, but I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, we right where we pointing at right there is generally where we get our storms at, or maybe to a little bit to the left. But that's where we get our right in that direction right there. Right there. Boy, right where ridge.
I need to get a longer cord for this camera. It's only about a foot long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right in that direction is where the sun usually sets around this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Right in there.
Yeah. What is that? A dead body laying over?
Yep. Yeah.
Looks like a dead body.
The last person that came and begged off me.
Yeah. They just drag him over in the ditch.
Yeah. Just no respect for the dead. Just drop them wherever.
Let nature take over. You know.
Whoops! I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I forgot the guidelines. Oh, there
Yeah, that you're not pertaining to a certain individual.
And I also didn't really do that. So
no, we're just speaking hypothetically.
Hi. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is so funny.
Shawnee ordering ice from Walmart.
She come here. Get your toy. Come on. She's brought both of them in here.
What is that?
So, this is a cap off the propane.
She plays with them, don't she?
Yeah. Carries them around. And she puts them where she can find them, so when she wants to play again.
Making rice for the kids. Rice. Is it Spanish rice or just regular rice?
It's a Mahatma.
I like Spanish rice. I like Spanish rice. Pretty good.
That Mahatma in a big bags is what I normally buy. This big bag like that lasts me forever.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
A Chinese place, they got rice. Boy, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, you know, it's good for you. I've been trying to cut down on my stuff. My A1C was a 7 at the doctor's, and that's disappointing. I gotta do more to curb it. And I've been drinking a lot of water and stuff, but I need to exercise more and stay with it every day.
Is that?
Barry, what was that frequency for their other frequency? Fire.
Oh yeah. Let me
I'll write it down right here and I'll put it in my scanner here in a minute. But
excuse me.
Yeah, we all do, Shawnee. We get like me today. I should be out there walking around and just walking around. I got all kinds of places I can go to walk and stuff like that, but it's our fault. We just don't do it. You know. Yeah, walking is great. It will cut down. It will bring your blood sugar down quickly. Yeah, you just gotta just go. Just say I'm going walking, and and be done with it. Just forget about everything else. Say I'm going walking, and once a day. You'd be surprised.
I'm going to have to put that in private chat.
You
Don't matter. So it won't be the same for everyone else anyway.
okay? I wrote it down.
I didn't, because they had it marked as something else last time I saw it, so I ignored it. And then this time, it said it was interops or something like that. I thought, I'm going to put that in there just in case. And
Yeah.
turns out they've been using that more than their original.
Well,
so.
And that's another thing too. If you got a regular scanner like that, you can always get the weather on that too. That's not
Actually,
a biggie.
Let me just.
That is not a biggie.
Okay, so we'll just punch it on the keypad. 1. Whoops, that's wrong. 1 6 2 5 5 0.
Yep. 162550.
High-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. The statement is, for the following counties in Kentucky: Knox, Laurel, Woodbury, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Wayne, and Whitley. Red flag warning in effect until 7 p.m. this evening for low humidity and strong winds for much of eastern Kentucky. The National Weather Service in Jackson has issued a red flag warning for low humidity and strong winds, which is in effect until 7 p.m. this evening.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of things you can do to get their information that you need. So there's no excuse. There's really not. There's really not any excuse.
Now it takes us back to. Oops. It takes us back to our channel.
Mm-hmm.
You can also turn on the speaker. It's got this little crappy speaker down here.
Oh.
You can play it through both speakers or just the speaker on the mic or you can speaker on the radio.
Cool.
This one on the mic is really tinny sounding.
That's the one that somebody sent you, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It needs a bigger power supply. I can't run it on a high power.
Yeah.
High power supply is only a 6 amp.
Yeah, it's the same one I got. Same power supply I got. When's it getting? I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's just getting with it out there.
I know. Yep.
But yeah, that's the way it is. We all have access to this information, and there's no excuse for people not taking the initiative and protecting their family. From the courses of nature, which can be very violent. Nature can be very violent, and these storms that we're going to get ready to see in the future are going to be very, very, very devastating. You're going to see all kinds of things happening. And all we can do is prepare with our families and protect them as best we can with the heads up information. And, there's nothing, anything outside of that, there's nothing we can do. But,
I'm glad the storm's Barry is there so he could hide the gift, the housewarming gift.
yeah. Stormsbury.
God,
Yeah.
I gotta get out there clean that up before the snakes start coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think somebody's wanting in, but I'm gonna let them sit there for a while. I hear the door. You know how they take it little paw and bump the storm door. That's what they're doing. And oh my God, let me in, fool! This wind's about to blow me away. And cat, he's like, cat, you're a cat. It shouldn't bother you. Yes, man. I don't like that wind.
mine have got that cat carrier or pet carrier out there by the front door.
Yeah,
The other day, they all back when it was really cold, boy,
yeah.
they know they can't come in, so they were just all of them, even though they didn't like each other, they were all balled up inside that thing. Just things warm
Yeah,
as could be.
yeah.
I stuck my hand in there just to make sure it was actually warm in there
Yeah, they
because they don't
take care
have
of
vents
themselves.
on the side.
Man, could you imagine
Yeah.
what they're saying to themselves? Man, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. But right now, you're pretty warm. You're pretty warm.
Yeah,
And we're gonna we're gonna come to while they're in there. They're gonna say, now listen, here's how it's gonna be. We know we don't like each other. We know that. We've established that. But right now, we need to kind of have some rules that while we're in here, we don't fight. Only when we go out. And,
yeah.
you know,
And no farts.
and nobody farting in here, please. Nobody. You know, George cat. Okay, you're out. You know, but we're at the minute, 1 hour, 20 minutes. So I think I'm gonna get ready to
My
call
screen
it.
just
Here.
reloaded on me.
I'm gonna get ready to call it and get some things situated and whatever, and maybe
Cat.
grab something to eat and whatever. But everybody, pay attention out there. If you choose to get you some kind of alert device, make sure you do so. And if you have any problems with it, I'm sure me and Barry will be more than glad to help you out on it. Like I said, be weather aware, no matter where you're at in the country or in the world. But I'm just focusing on the United States right now. But it goes for everybody. And there's a cat. So with that said, I'm going to end it and appreciate you, Shawnee and Barry. It's 5-1. I'm not sure what it is in your state. I don't know.
No idea.
I've never heard of that. But anyway, Shawnee, appreciate you coming in, and we'll catch you on your stream there, Barry, and everything. So everybody have a good, safe rest of the week, and we'll catch you on somebody's stream. Everybody take care.
Bye.
The best way to get even is to forget. Remember that. Remember that. Bye bye.